Morning light spills across the orchard, turning rows of pomegranate trees into a ribbon of green and gold. The fruit hangs heavy, round and glossy, blushing from pale pink to deep ruby. This is the moment growers have been waiting for all season, because pomegranate is a fruit that refuses to be rushed. Its sweetness, its tang, and the intensity of its color all depend on timing. Harvest begins when tests confirm the balance of sugar and acidity, when the rind is firm but not brittle, and when the arils inside have reached their full jewel tone. Skilled pickers move carefully through the trees, twisting each fruit free to avoid tearing the skin, because a tiny puncture can become a pathway for spoilage. Each pomegranate is placed into clean, ventilated crates to prevent bruising and heat buildup. In the field, the fruit is kept shaded, because sun-warmed pomegranates can lose quality before they even leave the farm. Traceability starts here. Crates are marked with the orchard block, harvest date, and picking crew, creating a chain of information that follows the fruit all the way to the bottle. For juice makers, traceability is more than paperwork. It is a promise that every step is accountable, and every batch can be verified. Within hours, the crates are loaded onto refrigerated trucks or covered transport, depending on the distance to the processing facility. Temperature matters. Cooler conditions slow down natural enzymes and microbial growth, helping the fruit arrive with the same freshness it had on the tree. During transport, gentle handling is essential. Pomegranates are sturdy compared to berries, but repeated vibration can still cause internal cracking and aril damage. A well-run supply chain treats every mile like part of the production line. At the processing plant, the receiving dock becomes the gateway between agriculture and food science. Pallets are checked against shipping documents and harvest records. The first quality inspection happens immediately. Technicians look for signs of mold, dehydration, rind splitting, or insect damage. Random samples are cut open to examine aril color and aroma. The fruit is also tested for sugar content, acidity, and sometimes polyphenol levels, depending on the product standards. If a lot does not meet requirements, it may be redirected for other uses or rejected. This protects the flavor profile of the final juice and keeps safety standards uncompromising. Next comes sorting, where technology and human attention work together. Conveyors carry the pomegranates under bright lighting, while workers remove any fruit that shows defects. Many facilities also use optical sorters that scan each pomegranate, detecting subtle surface issues and color irregularities. Every rejected pomegranate represents a problem prevented later, because one decayed fruit can spread microorganisms and off flavors into a batch. After sorting, the fruit enters washing. This is not a quick rinse. It is a controlled cleaning process designed to remove dust, field debris, and microorganisms from the rind. Jets of water, rotating brushes, and food-grade sanitizing systems work in stages. Wash water is monitored for temperature and sanitizer concentration, and it is filtered and refreshed to prevent cross-contamination. Even though the rind will not end up in the juice, cleanliness at this point matters, because the exterior can transfer microbes to equipment and to the arils during cutting. Once clean, the pomegranates move to the extraction area, where the real transformation begins. Unlike oranges, pomegranates cannot be simply squeezed whole without risking bitterness. The white membranes inside the fruit are rich in tannins, and too much contact can make juice harsh. So processors focus on separating the arils from the peel and membranes as efficiently as possible. Depending on the facility, this can be done with mechanical cutters and separators that score the rind and gently break the fruit open. The arils, heavy with juice, fall away while the lighter membranes are removed by airflow, screens, or water-based separation. The objective is maximum aril recovery with minimal membrane carryover. As the arils collect, they are inspected again. Tiny fragments of peel or membrane are filtered out because even small amounts can influence taste and color stability. Clean arils then head toward pressing. Some operations use a gentle press designed to rupture arils while keeping seeds mostly intact. Others use controlled crushing followed by pressing. The method depends on the product style. A lighter press can produce a cleaner, brighter juice, while more intense extraction can increase yield and deepen color, but it must be managed carefully to avoid excessive astringency from the seeds. Freshly pressed pomegranate juice is vibrant, but it is also alive with natural solids, fine pulp, and dissolved gases. At this stage, the juice may be collected in stainless steel tanks where it is protected from oxygen and light. Oxygen is the enemy of freshness because it can dull color and flatten flavor. Many facilities use nitrogen blanketing, replacing oxygen in the tank headspace with inert gas to slow oxidation. Temperature control is also critical, keeping the juice cool while the next steps are prepared. Now, the juice enters a phase that is less visible but equally important: stabilization and clarification. Some brands want a cloudy, pulpy texture, while others aim for a clear, jewel-like liquid. If clarification is desired, the juice may be treated with enzymes that break down pectin. This makes filtration more effective and improves consistency from bottle to bottle. The enzyme dose and contact time are carefully controlled because the goal is to refine the juice without stripping its character. After enzymatic treatment, the juice is separated from heavier solids. Centrifuges spin at high speed, pulling pulp and suspended particles away from the liquid. This step can dramatically improve clarity and mouthfeel. The removed solids are not necessarily waste. In well-designed plants, byproducts such as skins and pulp can be directed to animal feed, composting, or extraction lines where valuable compounds like polyphenols may be recovered for other food applications. Sustainability is not only an environmental concern here, it is an efficiency mindset that turns leftovers into resources. Filtration follows, often in multiple stages. Coarse filters remove larger particles. Then, finer filtration polishes the juice. Some manufacturers use membrane filtration to achieve specific clarity or microbial reduction targets. Throughout filtration, flow rates and pressure are monitored to protect the juice and prevent equipment fouling. The juice is sampled and tested repeatedly. Color is measured, acidity is confirmed, and sensory checks ensure the flavor remains balanced. Bright fruit notes, gentle sweetness, and the signature tang that makes pomegranate unmistakable. Then comes the critical control point for safety and shelf life: pasteurization. Pasteurization uses heat to reduce harmful microorganisms and spoilage organisms while preserving flavor as much as possible. Many producers use high-temperature short-time systems, where juice is heated quickly, held for a precise number of seconds, and then cooled rapidly. This method aims to protect freshness because long heat exposure can cook the flavor and darken the color. The exact temperature and time depend on regulations, product goals, and packaging type. Every parameter is recorded because in food processing, safety is proven through documentation as much as through technology. Some premium products follow a different path, using non-thermal methods such as high-pressure processing, where sealed bottles are subjected to intense pressure that inactivates microbes without significant heating. This can preserve a fresher taste and brighter aroma, but it typically requires refrigerated distribution and specialized equipment. Whether pasteurized by heat or pressure, the principle is the same: protect consumers and maintain quality from factory to fridge. Before filling, the juice may be blended to achieve a consistent flavor profile. Pomegranates vary by orchard, variety, and season. One batch may be more tart, another more floral, another deeper in color. Blending allows the producer to match a target standard that customers recognize. In this stage, some products remain pure, labeled as 100% pomegranate juice. Others may be formulated with other fruit juices for sweetness or balance, always according to the recipe and labeling laws. Whatever the formulation, it is mixed in sanitized tanks with precise measurements and then sampled again to confirm it meets specifications. Deaeration often happens next. Tiny bubbles of air trapped in juice can accelerate oxidation, create foam during filling, and reduce shelf life. Deaerators remove dissolved oxygen under vacuum, helping the juice hold its color and taste longer. For pomegranate juice, preserving that ruby hue is part of the experience. Consumers expect a drink that looks as vibrant as it tastes. Packaging is where the story becomes tangible. Bottles, cartons, or glass containers arrive at the filling line and are cleaned or sterilized depending on the system. In aseptic filling, both the juice and the package are sterilized, then sealed in a sterile environment. This allows the product to be shelf-stable without refrigeration until opened. In hot fill systems, juice is filled at a high temperature and the container is sealed, using the heat to sanitize the interior. In refrigerated juices, filling happens cold with strict sanitation controls, and the finished product remains in cold storage to preserve freshness. No matter the method, the filling line is a choreography of speed and precision. Containers move in single file. Caps are applied with exact torque. Seals are checked, and sensors detect fill level, cap presence, and label alignment. Every bottle is a promise, and automation helps keep that promise consistent. Labels are applied with product name, nutrition facts, ingredients, batch codes, and best by dates. Those batch codes are crucial because they connect each bottle back to production records, test results, and raw material sources. Quality control continues right through packaging. Random bottles are pulled for testing: pH, microbial counts, color stability, and taste. Some facilities run retention programs, keeping samples from each batch so they can monitor quality over time. If an issue ever arises, traceability and testing allow rapid investigation and targeted action. This is one reason modern juice production can be both large-scale and safe. Once packed into cases, bottles are palletized and wrapped for stability. Finished pallets enter the warehouse, where storage conditions match the product needs. Shelf-stable juice is kept in a clean, dry environment away from excessive heat. Refrigerated juice is held in cold rooms, where temperature monitoring systems record conditions around the clock. Logistics teams plan distribution routes, ensuring products move efficiently to minimize time in transit. Distribution is where the product meets the real world. Loading docks, trucks, warehouses, and retail stockrooms. Cold chain management is especially important for refrigerated or high-pressure processed juices. A single break in temperature control can shorten shelf life and compromise flavor. For shelf-stable products, protecting against heat and rough handling prevents flavor degradation and package damage. Along the way, scanners track pallets through the network, and inventory systems keep stores supplied without waste. At the retail level, pomegranate juice takes its place among other beverages, competing not only on taste but on trust. Customers see the deep color and associate it with richness and antioxidants. But what they are really buying is consistency. They expect that the bottle they pick up today will taste like the one they enjoyed last month. That consistency is the result of every careful decision made from orchard to factory floor. Finally, the juice arrives at the consumer's hands. It may be carried home in a grocery bag, placed into a refrigerator, and opened with a twist of the cap. The first pour reveals the color, a clear crimson stream or a natural cloudiness if the brand keeps more pulp. The aroma rises, sharp and fruity. The first sip delivers what pomegranate promises: a bright tang, a round sweetness, and a clean finish that lingers like the memory of fresh fruit. Behind that simple moment is an entire chain of care. Farmers watching for the perfect harvest window, pickers handling fruit gently, inspectors rejecting anything less than sound, machines separating arils with precision, presses extracting liquid without bitterness, filters polishing texture, pasteurizers safeguarding health, fillers sealing freshness, trucks protecting temperature, stores managing rotation, and data traveling alongside every step, ensuring the story can be traced, verified, and improved. So when you drink pomegranate juice, you are tasting more than fruit. You are tasting timing, hygiene, engineering, and quality control. You are tasting a process designed to honor what nature grew and to deliver it safely, consistently, and deliciously. From a sunlit orchard to a sealed bottle. And from that bottle to your table, the journey is long. But the goal is simple. Capture the heart of a pomegranate and bring it to you in every sip.